Hey, everybody, good morning. Sorry for the late start. Just jumped out of another session. Just wrapped that up. Long discussion on gold and silver. My gosh. Let's talk about it. The Fed delivered a bit of a nothing burger yesterday. Everything stayed efficient as far as our expected moves. So we started here. Market settled around 23, 24 points different for the day. Plus minus was about 31.47. Um, Powell was very reserved. He didn't comment on anything. His canned speech was 5 minutes, and then it was all Q&A. And anything on the dollar, no comment. Anything on the White House, no comment. Anything on his tenure as Fed chair, the probe, the investigation, no comment. I think that was by design, just to like deflect and give very little ammunition for um, any truth social comments and tweets. So anyway, it was a pretty guarded Powell, but I think it's nice to have him at least talk when the market's at all-time highs. We've seen inflation readings improve a little bit. However, one thing that's a little odd right now is this is gold, and it's up another almost 2+% today. I've got a chart alarm set up at the 5605, which would be a fresh high. The one thing that is baffling me right now is we are get the chat open for everybody. Yes. The one thing that's a little baffling right now is we are 30% overstretched from the 200-day moving average. That is the biggest I've ever seen. Even from the great financial crisis, when we peaked at 600 plus bars, it was at 21%. We're at 30%. This does have capitulation kind of written all over it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles out of 9 have been straight up. This thing is jumping, 1, 2, 3+% a day. I'm tempted even break my rules and just be like, I just need to put something in on gold. Look, I need to tell myself I'm still participating. When this thing pulled back after taking a 4-year trade off the table for profit, I still got in on this dip. The only problem that I'm having with that buy is that it wasn't sized enough. This was like a 1% position and it's up. That's great. But I wanted to be closer to 5, right? I wanted closer to 5 in gold, 5 in silver. I'm nowhere near that. And that's what I'm having problems with is, I want that allocation. And this is generating so much return. However, the chart is essentially broken right now. I don't know when this thing is going to top out. I'm not trying to call the top. I think you're stepping in front of a steamroller if you're trying to short gold or silver. Uh, but from the bullish side, I think the best thing you can do is if you're long, you are doing something to protect these longs in some capacity. If you're looking to add more, just trying to be patient, having this market respect some type of correction. Something feels very off in these markets. And I know that, hunch and hope and intuition is not really a trading strategy. But when I see gold and silver kind of taking all the oxygen out of the stock market right now, gold is, up 30% year to date, 27.96% year to date. Silver's up over 50% year to date. I don't have any, it doesn't show it here, but it's up over 50% year to date and still going higher. It's at 121. Oil is also making a pretty healthy move to the upside. I mean, we went from $55 to $65. Oil is up 20% from these lows. Meanwhile, the VIX is barely moving. The move index is barely moving. Like it just something feels off, like way off, right? So I don't know. I think this market's going to throw us into a bit of a volatility event. I want to be prepared for that. We have some synthetic longs in crash insurance, which might come in handy if we have a big VIX flare up. We had earnings yesterday, so this is going to be interesting to see how the week settles. I mean, Meta is off its rocker. I mean, this thing went up 60 to 70 bucks, which is what was planned. I think I had like a $63 move expected. It's up about 65 bucks. Question is it going to stay there? They beat top and bottom, probably had some optimism in their statements or transcription. Microsoft, the only thing that I saw was Morgan Stanley dropped it from its top stock list. Is that enough to justify a $35 to $40 drop in Microsoft? I mean, they beat earnings. So what's the problem? I don't know why Microsoft is down so much. I do want to take some looks at it though, because of this drop. Could I get something in Microsoft at like the 350 handle? Maybe. I mean, this is the Liberation Day low, so I do have some trades that I'm eyeing on Microsoft. We might take one for Project Options Edge today. Right now, Microsoft. I just have the earnings plays. That's it. So my news flies, which if we're in the middle of these, then I'm down, 280 bucks. My build traded a calendar spread. We had a pretty decent sized move, so I'm going to see what this one looks like this morning, or if we gap down and then come back to the break point. Maybe that 470 to 475 works out to be kind of a neutral zone, which is good for that calendar spread. Then let's see here. What else? Tesla had earnings as well, up a little bit, not much, up $6. So that's fine. I have some creative trades on Tesla. I sold a lot of premium on Tesla. I also want to take a look at UNH. So UNH had a gap down with the Medicaid news, and I think I found a pretty decent trade. If the prices are accurate, I've got another trade. We had a couple $1,000 last year on UNH for Project Options Edge. I'm going to look at the same thing using this Liberation Day. Actually, no, this is a COVID low. Yeah, this is a COVID load at 185. So I looked at a 170 by 160 ratio spread that would pay over $500. And I would be willing to take the assignment. This, let's see, UNH from a snowflake analysis side, I mean, way below estimated value. Earnings per share, a lot of these PDEs are like under 20. So 22 on UNH and like 18 on Humana. And those are the stocks that got rocked recently on the news. I think it's overblown. Cash discounted cash flow at 795. Humana showing $1,000, and they're down 20%. So I'm going to take some stabs at both of those. We have a trade already in Project Options Edge for Humana. I'm going to see if I can maybe go out a little bit further and lower since we are down. But on UNH, I might establish another position at a much lower price. It looked like pretty good 170 by 160 for about $500. So we'll see what that looks like at the open this morning. Micron SanDisk, you're chasing some high flyers there. I mean, what do you do with that? If you're long, great, trail your stop losses. There's no new trade on this thing. Wait for a pullback. These stocks are just high. Look, you have to have, if you're owning this stuff, you're just trailing stop losses. This is not what a stock looked like when you're like, I want to buy this. No, if you want to buy it, sell a put at $300. Like, give it a lot of room for pullbacks, find levels where it's like, where would I own this thing? I mean, honestly, this chart looks so broken to the upside that it's like, if I don't own it and I want to get something into this trade, use previous resistance at 265 and sell a put, right? If price sideways or down, you have plenty of space to say, I'm not going to get assigned unless price, really, really drops. But I just can't justify like chasing stocks that look like this, right? SanDisk. Again, high flyer. What do you do with this? Nothing. I mean, this is super expensive. So if you own it, great, trail it. But as it looks like this, I can't position for this trade. Do I sell a put at 285? Maybe. Is it worth $537? That's a snowflake. Highly volatile share price, trading below estimated fair value. So apparently, despite price to sales is 10 times, like that is outrageously expensive. Are they ever going to hit those multiples? Probably never. But this hype and the premium that people are paying, but this, like, I guess discount cash flow wise, it looks okay. So I just can't look. There's a lot of stocks that I see that look like this where I'm like, I'm just not going to chase this stuff. I'm not a chaser. It's like if I was in it, I'm getting all the benefits of this. If I'm not in it, I can't look at this and be excited that I'm going to buy it at 537. So a pause, a pullback, a correction, sure, maybe. But I don't participate in this stuff. And that's also what brings me back to gold. It's like I can't bring myself to throw in another 1, 2, 5% of my portfolio at the highs that gold has already established, 30+% away from an EMA that I've been relying on for 20 years. It's like I just have to have some discipline. It is hard. I'm like forcing myself to just sit on my hands and kind of be patient. And that is extremely difficult when you're watching something move 2% a day, up, 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 And the reality is, it's funny how a 4-year trade that I was holding and making profits on feels so crappy. Like It was a 4-year long trade that I made over 100%, 100% on both gold and silver. And it felt like it's not good enough because this is like a new euphoria that we have not seen for a long time. Okay. Tony says the Butterfly and Microsoft, yeah, there's nothing to do on those. We need to see if price will come into those traps by Friday. So, I mean, by tomorrow, if we are going to push lower, then this is a 10-to-1 butterfly trap. If we, open here and we have to rip literally today, tomorrow to get back to these highs and try to get into this butterfly trap. So if it's not in the butterfly trap zones by Friday, this is where I said the trade is weakness. It's going to lose in the middle, right? And and by design, could that be the perfect play by market makers? I guess. It is kind of disappointing that we didn't come down to even test this level, which is where my butterfly trap was at, and get back to this level, which is, guess what, where my butterfly trap was at. And these were also big like volume profile levels too that I thought we could gravitate towards. And if we somehow hit neither one of them, like I'm a bit disappointed that we didn't at least have price try to test them. So, tomorrow for the final hour session, I'm going to run a YouTube session from 3 to 4 p.m. YouTube.com/Chris Pulver. If you want to check out, all the stuff we've done on the bonus trades for SPX, Microsoft bonus trades, where this market settles for the end of the month, engineered options where the expiration for 2 winning trades if we stay above 6875 and 686 on XSP, all that stuff comes to profit or it's win or loss by Friday. So that's going to be a busy segment, but real trades, real results, and let's see what happens. And honestly, like all the magic of those butterfly traps and all the magic of those profit traps are Friday at like 3:30, 3:40, 3:50. So if there's anything good to manage, that's when I'm going to be doing it. But right now it's like I have enough trades running that it's like, yeah, I can see some partial profit, but it's not the full profit trap. And that's more what I'm excited about is, do we have a profit trap that's going to land us a couple $1,000? If we do, great. What's happening today for SPX? Well, you can see here that we're getting some gamma to the upside again. This, I don't really know. Like this is getting more and more difficult to read when price is here, positive flows, moving up to 70.15. That is where markets are going. We're in positive gamma. I suppose there's a level of 69, but look at how wide that is. We're talking about a plus minus that's not going to be like 50 points. We're talking about a plus minus that's going to be like 30. I'll log back in here. Tell me what our pre-market is for SPX this morning. Post-Fed with earnings, I'm assuming that it's going to be like 30 to 31 points, maybe. 42. What? Really? 42 on Tasty or Thinkorswim? So Thinkorswim showing 33.57. Let's take a look at today. So the 29th. Yep. Plus or minus, you're right. 42.38. All right, let me write this down. So Thursday, 42.38. Interesting. Okay, we're going to get a slight gap up. Slight. Futures up 0.11%. S&P. This is a 5-minute chart, so a little bit. This is. I'm trying to think where we started here last night. By the close yesterday. How is this? Okay, it's down 0.1%. Weird. Is this FOMC? This is 4 p.m. So a lot of noise right after the close yesterday. So this is 4 p.m. Lots of volatility right at the close. It must have started like right in here. So yeah, we're just flat on S&P on the CFD. If we go to futures, we're up about 0.11. All right, so this would be SPX. Again, pretty big gamma level at 70.15. That would just be the market, stretching to all-time highs again. We'll see. I am going to play it pretty safe. I like kind of selling premium at like the I mean, maybe the 70, 30, 35 zone. We'll calculate our numbers. We got a plus minus 42. So I will ballpark this thing, but let's say we're going to open up around 0.11 higher. So we'll take this close yesterday. We'll go 0.11. So I'll put in that as like the rough open price, and then a plus minus 42. We'll go 42 dot change. So 42.38. So 42 puts us right around 70.26. And from the open or the downside, I'll go 42 here. I think 42 from the downside, similar to what I do when I measure my VIX box on daily profit play. Let's go 42 from here. So 42, and obviously the VIX can have a factor in that, but 42.38. So post Fed, like that's a pretty big space. That's a pretty big space, right? And I don't know, I mean, at a glance, if we're in positive gamma above 69.60, the market should just be drifting up. That's the easier play. Okay. Now, a couple ways to play that. If the market is going to stay in positive gamma and drifting higher, a simple bull put spread that goes up to 70, 15, 70, 20 is an easy winner today. The issue with that trade is if we start here and we fall, you're taking heat all day on a bull put spread. You need price to go up, which is why our daily profit play is, well, if we can get out of the way here, get out of the way here, and price can do whatever it needs to do. As long as it's going to stay within that 40-plus point move, then we make money. So I will probably go a little bit further. I mean, if we're at 40-plus, I mean, I'm hoping I can sell premium at like 55, 60, 65 away and let price come to me. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. VIX box wise, here is, I mean, alignments are still solid on on engineered options. Let's go VIX. I mean, VIX is creeping up. Oil's up, gold's up. It's like I'm really surprised the VIX has been this suppressed. Corey, no, most likely nobody got filled. I mean, that trade would have had to have been filled. If you wanted to participate trade in engineered options, that trade would have had to have been filled at like, we would have had to take like a 693 or 694, literally the first thing on Monday. Look at how the market opened for the week. Okay. The market opened right here on Monday. There was no 690 to 691, right? Like the market opened at 692, never gave us a break even chance. It was literally up all week. So I said that in the masterclass this week. It's like we would have had to take like a 694 by 693 at the open. Would have been the only participate trade we could have got filled on. So I still am very curious how this week plays out. If we drift higher, I mean, I didn't get a participation trade for the week. That's fine. But we have two winners with our monthlies, and that's going to add up nicely. And then we'll come back and tackle this with a fresh week next week. And I think for the month of February, I'm buckling up for volatility. I think for February, March, April, I expect the market to kind of give some interesting shakes and volatility. We'll have to wait and see. But coming into engineered options, I will have some fresh trades next week. I'll have some fresh monthly trades as well. I think those are, again, trade size is the most important thing. Trust the process. We'll have some defense, but I'll make it as simple as I did this week, which is if it's one trade, here's the one trade, the participation trade, right? You want to add more to that. You want to expand on that. You take the participation trade, and then I focus on the break-even level, and then we have some defense. So, we kind of crawl, walk, run in engineered options, but all we need is one trade. Okay. All right. So Corey, you got filled 690, 691, or you got filled 690. So you got filled engineered options? And if so, what'd you get filled for? That trade should not have been filled for 50 cents. There's no way you got filled for 50 cents. You got filled for 51 cents credit? And if so, on Monday morning. I don't know how that's possible. Because the market opened, Monday's open was 692. What? All right. I don't know how that's possible. You got filled at a 6. 691 by 690 yesterday when the market's 6 points higher. Yeah. Um, okay. I don't believe it. Sorry. Sorry to be skeptical, but for that trade to be, I mean, what's your risk? You're saying you're a dollar wide, you got filled for 50 cents. It's like, how's that possible when price is up here? That trade, it's like price has to be here or lower for that trade to fill. So anyway, whatever. You want to send me a screenshot? I'd love to see it. Or you found the glitch in the matrix, and you're about to get paid. So good stuff. Okay, let's go back to SPX. We're gonna have that slight gap up. See if my levels are accurate here. Yep. So pretty much got it right where we started the day off. Markets ripping up here. All right. Let's look at our plus minus on the day. I'm just going to take a look at our deltas. Okay. So 29th. Again, if I did like the inverse iron condor, if we're gonna have some post Fed volatility today, I don't know how big the dead zone is gonna have to be, but that would be 80 by 85, 90 by 95. That's a what? Is that 25 wide? No, 15 wide. I feel like I'm doing this backwards. If I go 80 by 85 bear call, 95 by 90 bull put, there we go. So if I go 15 wide, it's only giving me 5 and change. If I go a little bit wider here, now it's 20 wide, 550. I think these fills are so bad. That's why I don't take these trades very often. But this one's not bad. It's a 25 wide for $6. This is essentially taking a trade where if we get direction, then this will pay. If we get direction. Okay. If we get no direction, then this thing just sags in the middle and we get a dead zone. But below 60, I could see us being at 60. I could see us being 70-15, 70-20. Let me see. This probably isn't a bad trade if we get filled for $6. I'm going to try $6 on this trade. If it fills, I'll take it. So not filling at 6. I don't want to go wider than 20. That's a 20. That's actually 25 wide. Let me let that marinate for just a second. And while that's in the middle of this expect to move, let me go and look and see what our deltas look like here. 70-35. 35 by 45. I'm going to use my gamma levels here. 35 by 45. And I'm going to try to go down to 6,900, which I know is way the fudge out of the way. 6,900. Let's see. I'm going to play it pretty darn safe today. How is this not filling this? I'm seeing flashes at like 610, 620. Let me see if this will fill for $1.50. Okay, I'm going to put a couple pending orders in. I'm not going to do the reverse iron condor. Those trades, I tend to manage them way too early. Oh shit, I just got filled on it. All right. Well, I'm in for inverse iron condor, which is I need some direction. So let's see what happens. All right, I'll post it. I'm in the trade live, so here you go. I got filled for $6, which means I'm risking 4 to make 1. That's pretty standard. All we need is some direction today. Let's see if we can get it. Daily profit play coming in hot from member Telegram. SPX 129 expiration. That is a filled position. So I'm doing the 6975 call. So you have to remember these are in the money credit spreads. So make sure you follow the alert. And then 7,000. Is a reverse DPP. $1 max profit. $4 max risk. We want direction today. if SPX is greater than 7,000 or less than 6,975, this pays $1. Okay. So if we get some direction, then good. I'll kind of make an executive decision here, just kind of based on what price is giving us. Post FOMC, which is an efficient day, we've actually, for the most part, had even I want to say even the close here on Monday. So we opened up and closed around 26 points. I want to say that was right around the expected move. Tuesday, expected move. Wednesday, even with the Fed, expected move. I'm looking at a little follow through today. If we get a push down to 69.60, we get a push down lower, that's fine. If we, make a run to these gammas up here at 70.15, it's like price is just going to move now. Let's see what it does. Okay. Thinkorswim 33.26. I had a tasty at 42.38 this morning pre-market. We shall see. Send it to me in email, Corey. Just send me an email, Chris Pulver Pub. ChrisPulverPub@gmail.com. Okay, let's look at some real-time gamma this morning. So again, like we got a pretty wide open space here. Flows for the day. A bit more 0DT kind of level in here. Here's a decent one at 6,900. But again, that's way beyond. I mean, we're trading at 69.80 for crying out loud. It's like, are we going to drop 80 points today? I would hope not. But if we are, that's where my pending daily profit play is. So, I mean, if we get some wild and crazy direction, like this gets paid, this might get filled and paid. So I could actually have a couple good trades. All right. So that one is in and that's filled. And then new trade. This is pending. 129 expiration. So it went 35.45 and 69, 68.90. 68.90. All right, pending order there. All right, thanks, Corey. I'll take a look at it. Okay, well, if we're below 75 for our reverse iron condor, that could be a winner. If we're above 7,000 by the end of the day, that could be a winner. We'll keep an eye on that one for today. If it's a big fat nothing burger, I don't want it to be. Like, actually, this is a day where I rarely ask for direction. But a couple things are happening. Look, VIX is spiking up. Okay, so we don't really have a safe top to call today. Let's use, okay, we're at 17.34. Now that we are spiking a little bit higher, we can't just sit and assume that the market's going to stay quiet today. I'm going to put a VIX alert at 18. I'm going to put a VIX alert at 19. I'm going to put a VIX alert at 20 because that means we do not want to call the call the bottom today if the market's going to be going higher on the VIX. Okay. So if we see some VIX, maybe it's a brief flare up where it goes up for the morning and then retreats. You use this as your kind of top and bottom measurement on the daily profit indicator. 25 there, 10 wide, 170, Larry. Okay. It's good, man. You're obviously a little bit tighter than I am, right? 25, I'm choosing 35. 25, I'm choosing 6,900, which is why I've not been filled. But yeah, I'll obviously, as always, cheer you on with those levels. Okay, here is just look at our bigger gammas. So real time, 70.15 or so up here. And then our positive negative gamma pivot point is kind of right in the middle. That's 69.60. So plus minus at 69.60. If price stays above that, that's the positive gamma flows. where would price be gravitating towards? Maybe that 10, 15, 20 area if we can, eclipse highs again. I get that, Lee, but I can't look at a broken chart and think like that's how things are going to play out. I mean, even with a broken chart, even with the up, like I want to be long on gold. I am long on gold, but I can't bring myself to look at a broken chart technically 30+% away. It's like I can't see myself buying a chart like that. And sure, it can go higher, but what tends to happen in a chart like that is if we have a moving average and we have price. Okay. Even if there's a snap, I don't know what it is. I don't care what it is. Even if it's a, single day correction, just give me something. Give me something that feels like I'm not just undisciplined. I'm just buying, the highs. Now, the reason I'm trying to exercise some patience is because I typically don't follow a chart like that and buy those highs. And I'm still participating from the October pullback. Although it's a small position, way smaller than I want it to be, I'm still in. I still have some skin in the game. I'm still selling premium, but I don't see a commodity chart that goes up and stops. Or I should say, goes up and never ever pulls back. So yeah, I mean, maybe we hit 6,000 before we pull back. I don't care. For me, it's like if I buy it at 5,500 or 5,600 and it goes up to 6,000 and then it pulls back to 5,000, I'd rather buy it at 5,000. To me, it's like the risk is certainly way closer to like being a near term top than it would be just giving us a pullback for whatever reason. Whatever reason the market pulls back, commodities tend to go to euphoric conditions before they snap, and I'm hoping I can scoop up some positions on that snap. Okay. Davis says, can you walk us through the current trade? The key is be out. That's correct. Yep. Just like it typed in Telegram. So the key to that trade is we want direction. So I'll build it out for you. Here's Microsoft at 432. I think we have a 420. Let's check that one on Microsoft real quick. Microsoft. Okay. Hey, let's take some profit on Microsoft. We're up 120 bucks. Cool. That went to the downside. Again, this is even worth more tomorrow, but we're up 120 bucks. I'm going to take the profit. I don't want to flirt with this thing. Let's see if we can get like 270, 280 profit. So the fly to the downside here, before we maybe fill this gap, it's like let's take some profit on Microsoft. So I'm up 271, so that's a 130, should be up to like 3 and change. Let's try to get $4 out of this thing. $3.99. Come on. $3.95. Be generous. Don't you try to gap fill on me, you piece of crap. 240. Shit. I was looking at like 100 and some bucks. I'm gonna try to get $100 out of this. I'll just take it. 390. It's slipping away a little bit faster than I want it to. Let's try 385. Come on, you turd. All right, so that's up 250. So I'm trying to at least get 250, and then I can close out for like a 150 loss and grab $100. Point is, I'm still profitable. I shouldn't be greedy here. Just take the profit. We can obviously talk about the management side full day tomorrow, but if we finish in the middle, there's no profit. I'd be down about $480 if I'm wrong. So I want to obviously grab some profit if I can. So let's get 370. I mean, I'll just try to grab like 80, $90 profit between the two. And then we can, gosh, it is slipping fast. All right, 370 credit. So Microsoft, the put fly closed for 370 credit. So that's a one. Let's see here. That was 130. 130 debit, closed for 370 credit. So we're taking the winner there. And then let's close the other one down. Because I guess max risk. Actually, you know what? Well, there's no way it's coming back to 495 by tomorrow. I don't think that's going to happen. Um, what's going to happen is this trade's going to get a lot better. I'm almost certain like this trade, if you hang on to, it's going to get better. But I'm taking the profit. Let's close this one down. It's going to be maybe down like to $3. Oh, it's already at like full risk. Never mind. All right, there's nothing to do on this one. So I guess we don't have to manage any of this. All right, manage the profit. Manage the profit. Okay, real quick on the bonus trade update here. Let me get that into my public Telegram. Bonus trade update. Microsoft. This is also for newsbreakers. Diana. Newsbreakers. Trade management. Microsoft. Put fly. Entry was $1.30 debit. Closing 370 credit. Taking the $2.40 winner. The Microsoft call fly was an entry at $1.57 debit, and no management is needed because it can expire for full loss, and we still keep about what, $80? Maybe 83 cents profit. So I couldn't quite keep the I wanted $100. So what's it trading for right now? Son of a biscuit. I freaking knew it. Close it over $4 if you can. And I just got filled for $1.50 on my 10 wide. All right, man. Today post Fed is going to be it's going to be volatile. It's Chris Pulver Pub at gmail.com, Blake. Yeah, Blake knows that. Melinda's asking for the email. It's Chris Pulver Pub at gmail.com. Pub at gmail.com. So Microsoft taking the winner. All right. Now, if you're closing this thing, I'm going to add it to the note here. If you can close it over $4, now showing over $4 credit for bigger profit. Okay, so put this into Telegram. Microsoft earnings play. For my newsbreakers and a bonus trade I discussed in Stonkomania. I created two butterfly trades on Microsoft. The put fly had a 420 price trap. Entry was $1.30. Closed at 370. Currently showing $4 credit. Bigger profit. The call fly had a it was like the 490. What's that one? I think it's a 495. 495 price trap. Entry was $1.57 debit. This can expire worthless. Net profit was 83 cents. So if you get $100 out of the trade, that's great. If you want to hang on to it longer, I mean, tomorrow the butterfly trap looks even better. Um, I just don't know if it's going to push down to like 430, 425 and stay there. Okay, let me try to find a bonus trade image that I've gotten here with all these. It's one thing I've been doing way more on AI is just making a bunch of freaking thumbnails. So I got to find them now. Bonus trades, classroom notes. Here you go. Here's bonus trades. Oh, hang on. Let's see if I can edit this and then add in the screenshot. Boom, boom. Okay, so newsbreakers in and out. It's trading at 420, 425. That's a good spot to be protecting some profit. Yeah, that's great. Currently showing like 4, 15 to 430 credit. So if you can close it out at $4, that's great. Close it out at 415, that's great. If it's a 415 close from a 130 debit, you're up $285. The other one's a max risk of 157. You're still making money on the two trades. That was the goal, is to turn in net profits. The big profit is at the end of tomorrow. This is the butterfly trap right here. So if you are going to play this into the end of tomorrow, it prices inside this window. That's where all the magic happens. The problem is because this is at an earnings gap lower, and if we were to go back up on this, guess what? This is worth $0. So it's an all or nothing type trade, right? So today having 80, 100, $120 in my pocket, I want to take it versus the joy of this trade is if I could turn, $130 into, it is how wide? We are 15 wide. So, up to 1370. So we could make $1,300 on the trade, but the issue is if it's not inside this trap, it's worth $0. So saying, don't be greedy. I wish it was worth more. I wish we opened up at 425, right? Versus 432. I'm just saying take the profit. I'm going to take the profit. All right. So that bonus trade is now done. Newsbreakers, that is done. We are out for profit, taking the winner. Okay. Let's go to SPX. I got filled at the $1.50 this morning. Let's take a look at that one right now. So I have the 69 put, 68.90 put, 70.35 call, 70.45 call, DPP, and then a reverse DPP. So there's my DPP that is up a couple bucks right now, pulled in a $1.50. This one is up a little bit of profit. We're getting some direction. This one pays generally later in the day. This is usually good around like noon or 1 o'clock if you want to start getting some profit here. So $6 credit if it trades for like 550 debit or less. Maximum this thing, if we're greater than 7,000 or we're less than 69.75, this will close at the end of the day at $5 and you can grab the full dollar. Okay. This one, because I'm in for 10 wide, if I'm showing like 50 to $100 out of this one, I'm probably going to take that profit. So let's see what happens. Filled DPP at 905. What? What's your 905 there, David? You got to tell me what that trade is. I know, but are you like 100 points wide? Like, how are you getting $9 credit? Is that an iron fly? There's been a lot of direction. What are we doing? Okay. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure where you're getting those credits from. 905 to 805. Like, what type of trade did you have? Those credits are huge. So look, all I'm asking is if you're sharing trades, like, then tell me, right? Like 905, I have no idea what that trade is. That type of credit would be an iron fly, but we've had a lot of direction this morning. So I guess it could work right away. But if you're trading like, at the money at 69.80 where we opened, I'm just not sure what you're doing. So if you want to share it, share it. But I don't know how you're getting 905 to 805 without giving me some more context of what that trade is. Bruce says I'm filled at $1.50 credit target. Yeah, so I mean, if we're up $1.50, $1.50 times a 15%. I mean, if you close it at $1.25, your 15% target would be $1.25 debit. You want to go a little bit greater than that, so $1.50, $1.05. I mean, I like $1.05 or $1 debit to close that thing down. I think anything under $1.05 or $1 is adequate. $70, $80, $7,000, $6,995. I'm so baffled, dude. I don't know how you got filled at $9 and change. Was that a 605? And is that a real trade? Like, is that a real account? Because my reverse right now is trading for break even. My daily profit play is up $40. My reverse is up. It's break even. So interesting. I'm shocked by the credits. That doesn't make any sense how you get filled at 905. Unless that first spike this morning, like this thing jumps up $3, which I still don't see that happening. You can't go 20-25 wide on a dead zone and get filled for $9 when it's only a $5 wide spread. Oh, I see. You went 10 wide. All right. So you went wider than I did. All right. You got more risk in there. So you went 10 wide on the dead zone. All right. Anyway, look, if you're out, good. If it's real account, real money, good. The bonus broken wing butterfly covering tomorrow. Is there something profit? I mean, I'll review them. There's nothing magical is happening until tomorrow on those butterflies. If we're below 69.50, that's great because that's where I get a butterfly trap potential plus my, look, I kind of called the top there, right? I called the top at like 69.40, 69.50. We're topping out, so far this week at 7,002. So either we stay below 69.50, which is a thumbs up for me, or we get back to 7,000 and there's a profit trap sitting there for us. But if we're below 69.50, life is a lot easier. Those broken wing butterflies are profitable, and we have profit traps around 69.50 and 69.40. So, how many of you, who knows, who has kids or grandkids that are doing this to you? 6, 7. I can't believe I said that. So stupid. Anyway, so I'll cover it all tomorrow there. Boo's asking about it, but let's review them right now. Okay, so right now the broken wings. This one is, let me find them. I've got them all labeled here. So waterfall strategy 2. We've got some waterfall income trades that are closing out for full profit. This one's worth full profit. This one's worth full profit. Build a trade. This one is getting better. It's only down about $70. There's a profit trap between 30 and 49. So that's potentially a profit trap there. Another one for full profit on waterfall. So we go engineer looking good for full profit. That defense trade, again, this is worth 95. How's this one positive right now? I don't know. I feel like that's not accurate. So defense at 7,000. I don't know how this is showing profit. It can't be. There's no way. Wow. And unless it's just because of the volatility expansion. So in for 95 cents. It's showing like $1.20, $1.30 right now. Bonus defense, that one's going to be worthless. What is happening? Yeah, I was gonna say that one should be down. That like somehow the 7,000 pin price is profitable right now, which I'm not going to get rid of it because it's cheap. It's only 95 cents and it pays potentially 1,500 bucks. So I'm going to leave it. But the broken wings, this one's almost maxed out. I think I'm going to take profit on this one for 300 bucks. Where is my other one? This one. So it's on 35. Yeah, let me check all these. So this one here, I'm going to see if I can get max. But this is 330 max profit. It's almost at full profit right now. I'm taking this one. So let's see if we can close this thing down. All right, a 5 cent would be great. I'll take 10 as well. So I'll go 10-cent debit. Be generous. Freaking sweet. Okay, that's a broken wing. 70-10, 70-20, 70-35 for $1.65. Close it down for 5 cents. So that's $1.60. $1.60. That's 320 bucks on that broken wing. The other one that is running, so I have this broken wing here that's pinned at 40. And then I have this broken wing, which is, damn it, dude. That Microsoft trade is crushing it right now. I knew it. It pushed into my profit trap zone, 560 on that. Wow. That's the beautiful thing about a butterfly when it comes to expiration. $1.30 is now trading for 550. You're up 420 bucks on one fly while the other one's only down 150. So 420 minus 150. I mean, you're up 260, 270 bucks on that Microsoft butterfly. All we needed was to just chill a little bit this morning because price is falling. Shoot. Just going to do a quick edit here. Update. And again, I'm not doing this to like, oh, make you, I mean, I'm mad that I didn't, manage it a little bit better, but 10:01 a.m. The put fly with price now in the trap area is showing 560 to 575 credit for a bigger profit. So if you're still in that trade, still managing, again, I would say this is the sweet spot. If you want to manage it, take the net profit. You're up a couple $100. Great. I would say it's harder to be greedy and hold this thing to tomorrow. Even though tomorrow is a 3, 4, 5 times bigger profit trap, the timing of this trade could be very slippery. So if you got a few $100, take the few $100. It's everywhere. Yeah. I apologize for me doing that. I think it was because I was literally doing like, it doesn't really matter. But then I'm like, that's what all the kids are doing nowadays. I've got a buddy that teaches middle school, and he's just like, it is relentless. Like literally every kid all the time, they'll cough it, they'll say it, they'll do it. And it's like, it's ridiculous. And it doesn't mean anything. That's what's so dumb. I think that's what drives people crazy. It's like, what does it actually mean? Nobody knows. So anyway, all right. Microsoft, gosh, that would have been a lot more fun to grab, $400 to $500 out of that fly. So anyway, I hope you're hanging on to it or grabbing more profit than I did. I got 85 bucks, fine, but I closed out a butterfly for 300 bucks, fine. Now we'll see if price can stay above 6,900 today. So we are getting some direction. Yep. All right. So let's go to SPX here for a moment. So waterfall closing, this one. Right now, if you have the 69, 45, 55, and 70, that was $1.90, $1.95. It's up. It's in profit right now, right? It's in profit. Now, the good thing is here, look at where SPX is at. We're at 69.20, right? 69.23. Guess what? If this somehow bounces and comes back to like 69.40 tomorrow or 69.50, guess what that means? That's a big fat profit trap right here coming into tomorrow's trading. Okay. So I think we're looking actually much better today than we were yesterday, sitting at 7,000 plus. Yes or no? Like price is coming back, price is cooperating. So I mean, there's no reason for me to bail. I want to hang on to the trade now that we're below this. It's like now this is what the risk graph looks like. This is where my call spread is, my broken wing butterfly. Okay, and price is down here. So we went from price up here at 7,000 to now price all the way down to 69.20. So now there's no risk to the downside. If we go to the downside, we're going to keep that $1.65. We're going to keep that $1.90 or 95. That's perfect. And if price bounces a little bit back up to finish the week, now we get into profit trap tomorrow, which is good. That's what we want. So, I mean, at a glance, things look a lot better right now. A lot better. Everybody good on that? So where we are sitting is good. There's no downside risk to those broke wing butterflies. Right. So if I'm up $1.65 full profit tomorrow, if I'm up $1.90, 95 tomorrow, that's fine. Grab those two. It's $300 some dollars. The other defense trade, I'm only risking 95 cents. So I sacrifice the 95. I'd be up 165. Oops, sorry, 165 and 190. And I lose 95 cents. I'm up 260 on those trades. And that's with no profit trap. If there's a profit trap, I can manage that tomorrow anywhere between $100 extra to maybe $1,000 extra. Okay. I'm going to keep all of them open. I'm going to keep them open because if price goes lower, then there's no risk. If price comes back to like 69.40, 69.50, that's our sweet spot. That's our profit trap. Okay. Do you still have trades for Monday? Yes. Yep. I'll still keep those trades open for engineered options. What is happening right now for SPX for the week? So for the week, post-Fed, is this market coming back to maybe hang out and find a break-even trade? Yeah. So what's going to be an important level this week? If we bounce and have a break-even week, then that's our engineered option trade, which is why I didn't want to chase. Did I not say multiple times this week? I'd be shocked to see a Fed week with no volatility. Yes or no? And what are we getting today? Volatility. Okay. So I don't need to manage the broken wing bonus trades because right now they're looking good. They're either good for full profit if we stay below our key prices, or we have a profit trap if they're hanging out around 69.50. My VIX just went off at 19, so we have to definitely be cognizant of the potential fall today. I mean, VIX is making a pretty good run here. Hopefully we get a bit of a retreat. I don't want to see the VIX just pushing higher. Here's a 20 VIX. Hopefully, this is a lot, and this is the stuff that you can't forecast, you can't control. Are we about to see like a big flare up in the VIX? Well, the key level that the suppression keeps happening is around 20. So going from 17 VIX to currently 19. So what's our high today? And again, this doesn't mean it's the top. The VIX could keep going. So right now we got a high around 19.12. So 1.20%. We opened. Okay, I'm down to 6,900. I'm hoping that's outside of 1.2%. So we have a close here. That's 1.10. Son of a biscuit. All right, that daily profit is going to be close. We're back in negative gamma. I'm hoping that the market will give us at least something like this. High to low. If it can stall here or work its way back up, I want to close out my daily profit play. We need price to be below 69.75 for our reverse daily profit play. So the goal is let's just try to win the day. Okay, let's keep an eye on this. Daily profit play reverse. This is looking better. This 110 wide is down a little bit. I'm going to let this one marinate. As long as we're not breaching 6,900. Now I'm up $1.50. I could play some defense here. Okay, I don't want to necessarily, but let me see what it is. This might be. I mean, this is the stuff that has to happen. Like if we're gonna slide to 6,900 today without a sign of bouncing, I need to have some defense, at least to the downside. This could be one of those like ridiculous days where markets are stumbling in a big way. So let me see on the defense side. So that's my 69 by 68.90. Let me see on some defense if I were to go, let's go sell the 80, 95, and 65. Okay, so I've got defense for 90 cents, which means for my $1.50, I'm going to sacrifice a little bit of that. But I feel a lot better knowing that if I'm right, I can grab 150 bucks. All right, I'm going to try to get some defense here for hopefully 85 cents would be great. Maybe it's cheaper to do this. No, I like this one kind of overlapping. 75, that's 20. So that's sacrificing the whole thing. So I'm going to go 15 wide, 80 to 65 there. Was that not just 90 cents a second ago? Fudge. I don't really want to sacrifice all of my profit, but maybe I can get filled for $1. All right, let's see if we can get filled for like 95 cents. There we go. Come on, 95. Under $1 is fine. Come on, you. All right. Here's the deal. It's getting exciting. Not like I want it to be, but it is what it is. We'll make it work. Okay, SPX defense. VIX is rallying today. I'm putting this in daily profit members area. VIX is rallying today. I'm putting in a 15 wide fly for defense. SPX 129 expiration. 68.65. So that's technically 95 by 80 and 65. 95 cents debit. So max risk 95, max profit 1405. This is to help offset any downside risk. Okay, it's in. So if price rallies, here's the deal. I'm in for $1.50. So I'm in for $1.50 credit. Okay, I just paid 95 cents debit. So my net here is 65 cents. Now, if I win the day, lose the day, like I win here on the daily profit play, I lose, I'm still going to make 65 cents, and my reverse iron condor would be worth $1. So net, I can still make about 165 bucks on the day. If I have a lot of direction and I sacrifice 850 on the daily profit play, I can lose 850. I can win up to 1405 and another $100 on top of that. So I could lose 850, make 1500. I can still make $600 to $700 on the day, give or take. So it's going to be a day I have to kind of manage things. I hope that price doesn't want to get below 6,900. That would make life a lot easier. But you know, it's 0DT, so we've got to be mindful of our risk and reward and just keep an eye on things. Right now, that 6,900 is attractive. We have had very little bullishness. Okay. Hopefully the VIX does not continue to rip. So I'd like to see the VIX kind of stay below this. If we stay below 19.11, that's a good sign for the VIX. If we go above that, then that's not a good sign. If we breach the VIX again, that's not a good sign. Okay, because that means it's going to be more difficult to call the bottom. They're posted for members in Daily Profit Telegram. So right now, this is, and I just labeled this one. This is DPP defense. So that's a reverse. That's up, you know, 70, 80. I mean, it shows it's up almost full profit, which is not realistic. There's no way it's going to close for full profit right now. My standard daily profit play, which filled for $1.50, is down about 160. And then the defense trade is now starting to show some profit. So we'll keep an eye on this. Chart alarm is 69.15. All right. Okay, man. This could be a wild ride today. If the VIX does not stall, this market is dumping hard, which helps our bonus trades. Microsoft is probably looking better. It's in that profit trap zone. See, 20. I mean, it's got to be paying like $6-7 right now. It's up 570. Damn, man, that's $2 more than what I closed it for. That's another $200. Anyway, whatever. It's still a good trade. Glad we took it. Glad we got paid. I just wish I got paid more. Mike. It's everywhere. Okay. Let's see here. Buck says, got out of the butterfly at $1 debit. Okay, that's cool, Buck. So you close out that 7,000 for no loss. Good. That's good. I mean, that was sacrificing like $1, so I get it. That's worth getting out of. So right now that trade, that 7,000 trade is right here. I mean, I'm break even on the trade. I mean, the probability of going back to that trade tomorrow. So do we get to 7,000 tomorrow? I mean, highly, highly doubtful. I mean, as far as the option chain goes, 7,000 by tomorrow is now an out of the money expected move, right? There's only like a 10% chance I think his profit. However, I suppose crazier things have happened. I'd be super angry if a $1,500 profit trap that I'm only risking $1 for, 95 cents, in fact, if it somehow comes back to this level tomorrow and I have no defense on my broken wing. So I think for me, I have to have the trades. I've got to hold it because I want the broken wings to obviously pay me. I want the profit trap, right? If we're down, there's no downside risk. If we are, ripping back up into like 69, 40, and 50, I want to have that profit trap potential. If we have a, drop it today and rip it up tomorrow, I mean, I have no idea. Like day to day, this market does all sorts of crazy stuff. And since we had the Fed and it was 3 days of nothing, it's like, it's not surprising that today's a little bit more volatile. Yeah. Did the Gex and open interest disappear? Nope, it's right here. I mean, 6,900 is the big level. By the way, look at our ATR. So this is another reason I'm hoping that the 6,900 level holds is, 50% ATR, 100% ATR. If we bounce here, then I'm hoping our DPP can win. So that 150 wins. Great. I just want to see the VIX stop going up. That's probably the most important thing today is we don't see the VIX do higher highs. If we can stay, 19.2 or lower, 19.12 or lower, that's a good sign for the VIX to have a little flare up, but not necessarily breach, 20. So if that's the case, then we should see if the VIX retreats a little bit, then the S&P should bounce. But you can look here and see like, well, that's the big gamma level at 6,900. So do we just leak a little bit lower and then bounce? Maybe. 7,000 for tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, and again, this stuff changes live. So obviously things are flipping very quickly into negative gamma. So go to tomorrow's expirations. 6,900 is a massive sticky point for tomorrow, but it's also a sticky point for today. This is all evolving in real time. Like that's the craziness of zero DTE. It's literally like 50 to 60% of daily trading volume is zero DTE. So this can change very quickly. Like yesterday when I was looking at, we're sitting at 7,000, there were gamma levels at 70.25, 70.50. What are they doing today? They're nowhere to be found. That's how quickly it's like, nope, it's going the other way. And then order flows come in and kind of flush this thing around. Okay. I go back to this point and I drive this crap home. This is why you manage risk. Okay. I've got lots of trades running. I know where prices have to be. So right now, defense is fine. Right now, reverse is fine. Right now, daily profit play is down a little bit. But remember, my line in the sand is 6,900. So if we can stay above 6,900, great. Only problem for today is, let's see the expected move. It's going to be close, right? The plus minus that we're seeing right now, it's potentially in that arena to maybe get tested. I don't want it to stay there. I don't want to get prices down below 6,900 unless I'm going to get a big fat profit trap. And then I'll figure out if I can win the day. So bottom line, not make this confusing. I have this trade running where I want price to say greater than 6,900. It's that simple. This trade, I want price to be less than 69.75, which right now there's no downside risk on this trade, but it's only worth $100. This one has 850 risk. This one, if we're below my daily profit play, I have defense. I can get $1,400 on the trade, 1405. Now that's at the end of the day. So even if I'm watching this to have profit here while managing risk here, if I can carve out a net profit between these two and still walk away with my daily profit play reverse winner, I make money on the day. Look, I know this is a lot. Like if you're brand new to this session, you're like, this dude is nuts because it's a lot of stuff in a 0-day environment. This is not what I want to do every single day. Okay. What I want to do is one trade and win the day. That's easy. But what are we dealing with today? Way more direction, way more volatility, way more inefficiency. So I have to have my trade and I have to have a backup plan and make sure I can manage risk. Because for me, it is win the day. That is my MO every day. But to do that, I have to manage risk and I have to know what is my go-to backup plan, which is why in Daily Profit Play, we have that stuff. We talked about it. This is why we have master classes. Like we are going to have one today, in fact. So you want to learn all this stuff? Master classes. Okay. So what I'll be watching with these three positions, if my daily profit play starts to show some profit, my reverse one is already in profit. I want this one to kind of stay. We'd have to come all the way back to 69.75, which I guess could happen, but we'd have to have like a pretty big rally, right? Positive negative gamma pivot is 69.60. So getting back to 75 is literally like this drop is completely taken back by the end of the day. I'd say that's probably unlikely. I'd say highly unlikely. According to the expected move, it is, we should see a full winner on the reverse iron condor today. Look at the expected move. Right? This is my 75. We are trading. This is like a 90% chance that it stays in full profit. So this is good. Let's see here. Defense trade. Yeah, that 7,000 defense. That 7,000 defense trade. It's tempting. It's break even. Again, I'm not going to let it go. I get it. Like the reason I'm not going to let it go is because this market can go 70 points up. It went 50, 60 points down today. Could it go 50, 60, 70 points up? Sure. If it does, I want that trap in my arsenal tomorrow, just in case. Because if I close this trade out and I have two broken wing butterflies that I'm still leaving open, there is risk on those broken wing butterflies above 69.50. So I'm trying to make sure I have something to help mitigate that risk if I am going to see price rip back above 69.50. So I'm not going to micromanage. Okay. Like these are better managed by tomorrow. That's kind of the reality that I'm dealing with. Microsoft, unfortunately, I managed early. It would have been nice to just let that marinate for 40 minutes and get an extra $200 some in the profit. That would have been way better than closing out for $80 when I could have made $280. But it is what it is. So hopefully we can carve out some winners by today's trading, and I can have a winner here and a winner here and sacrifice this one. That would be maybe $1. Let's say I get $1 here and $1 here, and I sacrifice 95 cents. I still make $1.05 on the day. Okay. Or if I want to keep the daily profit play for $1.50 and then another $1 and I sacrifice the 95, then I'm up $2.50 minus 95. I'm still up 100 and what? 55 for the day. So hopefully by the end of the day, I'm still up, $100, $150 would be great. Okay. Yep. All right. So that is where we're at. Waterfall income. We have one. Oops, sorry. That's build a trade. My bad. Where is my waterfall income? Here's one winner for tomorrow. Here's two winners for tomorrow. And that might be it. Let me double check these. I think that should be it. We should have two more winners for tomorrow on waterfall income. Jan 30 and Jan 30. Those will be two winners, two full profits. And then the rest we've been pushing out to May and June. Yep. Okay. So two more winners. Those will be full profit by tomorrow. The market's not going to drop 15 points by tomorrow or 15% by tomorrow. It's pretty safe. Okay. Good stuff. All righty. Let's do this. Let's get a little recap going. So pretty intense session today. Daily profit play. I do have some classes. Let's talk about this again. So upcoming classes. So today, 1 p.m. Eastern time will be daily profit play because we had some new members join. So I'm going to get a daily profit play class this week. Engineered options, we did a class on Tuesday. So engineered options, we did a Tuesday masterclass. So that recording is already posted with notes. I have, I'm trying to think, Friday. We will have our daily profit plan like we have right now. That'll be the AM session. And then Friday at 3 p.m. That'll be youtube.com/Chris Pulver. Okay. And Monday next week, engineered options. We will have new weekly trade and new monthly trades. Okay. So I'm going to talk a little engineered options here in just a few minutes, and new trades coming on Monday next week. We also have, we should have two winners by Friday expiration, by end of week this week. Hopefully they stay. We need SPX to stay above 68.75 and XSP to stay above 686. If it does that by tomorrow, then we're looking good for a full winner. That's two more winners at 100% each, which I'm happy with. Okay. So upcoming classes going to be busy as always. Never a dull moment in the markets. And right now, I've got three things to watch for the day. The bonus class or the bonus trades. Let me put this back here. So the bonus trades, if you are in the Broken Wing Butterflies with me, then you want to attend this session tomorrow. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. for the final hour, going into the close. Where are things at? Now, if I think I should be managing profits throughout the day, then I'll close it out, throw it in Telegram, and I will blast it on all of my channels. Like, hey, anybody in these bonus trades, I'm closing. I had some of these that you caught wind of it and build a trade with me. You caught wind of them in Stonkomania maybe, or obviously here in the Daily Profit we've talked about every single day. But if I'm going to hang on to these trades for the close and look where they're going to cash settle, look to see if I can get those big fat profit traps, then that's at the end of the day. 3:30 p.m., 3:45 p.m., 3:50 p.m., managing some of that profit trap. We're hoping to get like a big fat cash settlement. Okay. So if you're going to hang on to those SPX bonus trades, then you want to attend that final hour session tomorrow at 3 p.m. Okay. Sean says no positions in waterfall. That's fine. Did you not take any of the new ones, Sean? We had a trade on the June expiration filled. Pete, commodities wagging it today. Bit of a brick wall in precious metals. Are we going up or down on precious metals? You can't just say like today all of a sudden the market decides to listen because commodities are higher. It's like, dude, gold's been ripping all week. So is silver. So is oil. Why is the stock market down today? I don't know. Because it's at all-time highs and it's soft. It's like, we've got mixed earnings on Mag 7. We have how many days this week have we seen the overall market breadth at like 55% declining, 63% declining? I mean, we've seen like most stocks declining this week, and the markets are like, all time highs because it was led by a little bit of a push in Mag 7. So, the underbelly of the market's a little bit fragile. This is why I said I was a little cautious going into 2026. I think our rising wedge pattern is real, right? A rising wedge pattern is real. Look at it now. There are such thing as technicals, right? We break structure. We break the 50-day. We come back and retest the highs only to give it back. Okay. What does this pattern mean? This pattern means more downside because this is where the whole thing started. So does this mean that I should stop trading? No, it means that right now there is, as a turning point, this market could be heading right back down to where we started. And this is a buying opportunity. Could it get worse? Absolutely. Because we go high, low, lower, high, lower, low. And now we're talking these correction levels. I've only talked about it all month. And, do I want to be bearish in the market? No, of course not. But does the market get usually a correction? Sure. Yeah. 5% happens almost every single year. 10% happens usually every 1 or 2 years. 20% happens every 3 to 4 years. But I can see that happening. All right, let's see. Holy shikaka. All right. That's insane, man. Gold is a 9% swing on the day. Well, I'll tell you what, I feel a lot better about not taking crazy pills that gold can be 30% away from a 200-day moving average and still have a pullback. So, I mean, on a positive note, that's why I put this in here. Okay. By the end of March, gold showing signs of correction. That's a start, but so is that. And so is that. And I know that those did not equate to tops. So I think if anything right now on gold, it's like, well, we've got a correction. Let's look at a smaller time frame here. I mean, where did that come from? Holy shnikes. Just in 1 hour, dumped 7% in an hour. This is the type of volatility that nobody's ready for. And this is why, I'd say that cooler heads prevail. And look, I don't know if this is going to be the top, but it's at least a dip. I mean, I would feel better if I'm going to take a stab at this. It's like, I feel better taking a stab at gold now, even though it can fall. Look, even though gold can literally fall all the way down here, I'm at least feeling better buying it here. And then if we break highs again, at least I've got some more skin in the game. So I mean, again, if I take a small stab at it right now, it's, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, like this type of run, I wouldn't be surprised if we just hit like this moving average in like maybe a week or two. Like that's how crazy this market could be right now. But I think for me, what's going to be smart is if I want to take a dip in the water, I dip right here and I dip right here and I dip down here. So 1, 2, 3, if I want to trade some gold, take a little stab right here. I'll probably do, let me go 2,000 and then 2,500 and then probably 5,000. That'll help kind of feel like I'm establishing a core position again. All right. That's going to be busy because I'm doing that on all my accounts. So what would be, let's go 2,000 by 472. So about 4 shares. All right, let me write this all down. I'm watching price. I know it's down to 6,900. I'm watching. So GLD. So 472 and then 405 and we'll go 355. So I'm going to go 2,000, 2,500, 5,000. Let me do the math on that. Let's go 2,500 out of 405. So 6 and 14. Okay. So let me get these entries in. So GLD. Okay, so that defense trade is going to start picking up some steam. This one's taking on heat. It's down $200. This one's up 50. This one's up almost full profit. I'm going to try to close this one down. I don't think we can do it, but I'm going to try to close this thing for 505. That's like 95 cents out of the dollar. Can I get this thing closed for 510 and just take $90 and not worry about it? I'm going to set this one at 505. I mean, price is obviously looking great. I'll go 505, see if it just gets filled. It's because it needs some time. Okay, defense. Now we got to watch these two. This one for daily profit play. Again, 95 cents to make 1400, and that's a trap around 68.80. So if we breach 69 and stay there, okay, fine. But what I have gamma level wise is we shouldn't see prices going below. We shouldn't see prices going below and staying below 6,900. If it hits 69, fine, but we should see some support here. Hopefully we do. If not, then I've got a little bit more cushion, and 68.80 is a potential, trap for me. But buckle up, man. This is already shaping up to be a pretty crazy day. Bruce, so the goal is on the defensive butterfly trade that if you're in net profit or you're mitigating the risk, like I'm down 250, I'm up 60. That's not enough to say I'm going to close it out, right? Like I'm trying to get this thing to have, bigger profit to wash away most of this risk. Okay. This one's likely going to be a full winner. So I can plan on this one giving me like 95 cents to a dollar. It's more, managing my risk on the 10 wide with that potential like 15 wide profit trap. So if I can carve out a net profit, that's my goal for the day. Okay. Just stay tuned. I'll post it in Telegram. All right. Gold is falling. Freaking A, man. It's about effing time. And silver's got to be doing the same thing. Yep. This is great. 30% overstretched. I felt like I was taking crazy pills. Like I'm like, come on, dude. This chart is freaking broken. VIX is breaking 19 right now. All right. Gosh, it's stupid how this stuff happens, isn't it? Nothing. Market is complacent. What is happening? And then, big move on gold, big move on silver. Volatility is just having a field day today. Good. Sold all GLD SLV for, yeah, great. That's awesome. I am still holding and looking to establish a new, I just want to get back in. So, I mean, I'm happy with this. I'm going to dip my toe in the water. This is at least a pullback that I wanted to see. Look, here's the deal. If this thing forces a top, the market could quickly jump back up here. But if it's a dead cat bounce and it falls lower, I am waiting for this to hit this stupid EMA. And it will. It will. But I'm going to have to dip my toe in the water. So I'm going to start at least establishing my positions here. And let me try to get some GLD longs. All right. So I'm going to go GLD long. So 4 pretty much at market. I mean, it's dropping pretty hard. Just throw it in at 474, I guess. See if we get filled. Okay, so I have pending orders. Let's try 475. I want to chase this piece of crap. All right, filled at 475. So now everyone's going to get a piece of this. The pending orders are way easier to put in. Darn it. All right, this is going to be annoying to try to get these market orders in. All right, we'll try. All right, filled at 479. Okay. Ah, shit. Which one is that? It's fine. All right, hang on. I'm just getting some market orders in. Okay, two more for the market orders, and I can set the pendings, which is way easier. I don't feel like I'm doing after a moving target. All right. Okay, so I've got some orders filled. Anywhere between 470, 477, and 478. I guess 479 is my high fill. Okay, now I can get the pending orders in. Yep, I'm just buying fractional. So I'm doing a dollar cost average. So I'm putting 2,000 bucks into gold. So I'm taking a stab here for 2,000 bucks. I'll make this, guess I'll make it yellow. 2,000 bucks there. I'm going to try to go 2,000 bucks. It's going to be 2,500 here. And then at the 200-day moving average, I'm going to go 5 grand. So 2,000 and 2,500 and 5. That at least gets me a little bit closer to a core position that I want. I'm still, keen on trying to be patient as hard as it might be. This could be very volatile at the top here. So if we have like a big single day shakeout and then it's, testing, whipping all over the place, like I'm not going to get rattled by, look, if we have a 1 day sell off and it's right back to tops again, all time highs, then great. At least I've got something to run with. But I am a big believer that this 30% move overstretched is going to make its way down to the 200-day moving average, and I want to start establishing those dollar cost average levels. I'm just buying shares. I'm buying shares. So I'm choosing my dollar amount, taking that divided by the share price, and putting in that dollar amount. So now I can put in pending orders at 405 and 355. So I'll go here at 405, and that is going to be 6 added shares for $2,500 position, and I'll do the same accounts again. Really quickly, I mean, are we going to get through literally every gamma level today? We are through my VIX box. We are stretching towards a 150 ATR. I mean, give us something, market. Give us something. DPP is over. No, I'm still managing trades. Okay. I'm telling you, don't bet on anything. Like, but silver stays at 100. I bet it goes to all time highs. You don't freaking know. Manage risk, people. I'm telling you, manage risk. This is like uncharted territory for as wild and crazy and as broken as these charts are. Don't do anything silly. Okay. All right. Very quickly. I'll get those dollar cost average levels in. I can chill on that for a second. I do want to take a look at daily profit play. Our obviously our 10 wide is in a little bit of heat right now. So this down 385. My My defense is doing squat right now. I'm gonna put another defense trade in just because I feel like I have to. Um, let's try to go 68.50. So 50, 70, 30. Nope, that's a little too pricey. Let me see if I can get a call flying here a little bit cheaper. So if I were to 50 call fly, let's just measure some percentages here. What's a single day sell off? Market started here. We're down, 1.29. It's like, are we going to have another 2% day? We start here, we drop. I mean, what's 2%? 68. I need to get something like the 68.50 to 30 zone just to be safe. So 50 by 25 by 75. That's pricey. Uh 70, 30, 20 wide, 20 wide. That's not too bad. I don't think I'm going to need this. That's 15 wide for another dollar. Hmm. I mean, the smart thing is put the defense in and let the chips fall where they are and just don't lose a bunch of money today. I mean, again, I don't want to lose the day, but I also think that I recognize that there's some crazy stuff going on that I don't need to be stupid on. So if I've got a profit trap here for $1,500. If price is greater than 6,900, that's fine. But to me, the most important thing is I need to manage that 850 risk. And we really need to see the top of the VIX. Like the VIX needs to not keep going higher. If the VIX keeps going higher, there is no bottom. Like this market will not stop if the VIX is going to keep going up. Okay. So although I hate to, sacrifice, I mean, there's nothing down here. Like I'm literally grasping at that nothing. I don't have a visual roadmap. I've got no reason to put in defense down here other than, well, we've had some single day sell offs of 2+%. And if we're going to hit 2+%, we're way the heck down here. Now I could make this very cheap. Let me see what this is. Sell, buy, buy. I mean, for a $5,000 profit trap, I'm paying $4 for it. That's nothing, but obviously that's, low probability stuff. Okay. Probably better to have it more in like the 25. It's $2 if we need it. I mean, that would protect me pretty well. Darn it. Let me just do the math here. So if I get $100 on the reverse and 150, so that's $250. I'm sacrificing potentially 95. Let me see. 135 maybe. All right. I might just try to plan this for like a break even type day. Oops. Replace that. 145. I mean, I hate feeling like I'm not going to win the day, but I certainly don't want to be losing a ton either. You can always survive. Always live to trade another day. I'd rather come out of today with zero than losing, 800, $900. And there's also a profit trap opportunity as well. Bid ask is just all over the place. Come on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have another defense trade in for $2. I'm essentially sacrificing my entire daily profit play plus my reverse today to be like break even, but I am protected all the way down to about 68.05 and up to about 68.45, in addition to this profit trap and the daily profit play. So let me do some math. If I lose $2 and I lose 95, oops, so it'd be $2 plus 95. So max two. I mean, I'd lose $45 on the day, and this is an absolute bloodbath. If there's a profit trap here that is 25 wide, I can make $2,500 today. So anyway, this is not what I wanted to do today. It's not fun, but I'm doing another defense trade. SPX defense. And this is optional, but I'm going to do it. VIX doesn't appear to be slowing. SPX 129 expiration. I am buying the 68.50. I'm doing this on the call side, so it works the same way. It's cash settled. Selling the 68.25. And then buying the 6,800 for $2 debit. So $2 max risk, $23 max profit potential. Okay, right now that $2 is probably trading for more. It's trading for like maybe 220, 225, 210. If you get filled at $2, great. But this is like just surviving on the fly. No pun intended, but it literally is defending myself with butterflies. So let's see if this is needed. Group DPP defense. So now, and I'm telling you, like, this is not fun. This is not fun for me. I don't like to have to take a trade that's my plan and then have a backup plan to try to not get my butt kicked for the day. My daily profit lays down $450. Okay. My reverse trade is going to be fully profitable. I'm not even going to close it. That should cancel and be full profit at $100. Okay, fine. Now it's about defense. If we're hanging out around 80 today, great. There's a $1,500 profit trap. If we're hanging out at 68.10, 68.05, 68.20, 25, that's a 50 wide trap that can make me up to $2,500. All I'm trying to do is minimize the downside, minimize the risk. Okay. I don't think I have to do too much more than this. If this one, so again, we need price to be greater than 6,900. Okay. This one should be full profit. I'll just put a money sign there. That should be full profit. We're likely going to stay below 69.75 today. Defense trade is a pin price at 68.80. Okay. And then defense here, this pin price is 68.25, but it's 50 wide. Please, for the love of God, don't go more than 2% lower today. When the day started at a plus or minus 41 and we're dropping 175 points, that's not really efficient, is it? Right? I mean, that is a 4 standard deviation move. The odds of that happening should be slim to none. Well, I guess it's I mean, 2. Yeah, that's right. That'd be a 4. I mean, we shouldn't see a move like that happen. So we will see. And now I have to trust that I have done enough for defense. I've put on levels that, I mean, this one's going to be a winner. I'm not worried about this trade. I mean, this is like a 98% chance of profit right now. I'm just going to let it expire for full credit. Defense is what I'm trying to help to offset the daily profit play risk. Okay. Engineered options just filled. 691, 690 just got filled. And you're looking at this, you're like, well, that's not fun. Well, we still have tomorrow, we still have Monday. So all the market needs is a little reflexivity after a ridiculous sell-off today, by the way. Okay, which is very possible. So XSP has been filled. And should be here. Okay. So we just got filled. Now that's out to Monday. So if the market can bounce at all, we look to see if we can grab a full 100% winner on that one. So if there's any, sell off and snapback, great. And I just said, this is what I warned. A Fed week does not come without volatility, and you're seeing it firsthand. Did you get filled for the dollar? Did you now? I did not see that trade get filled for a buck. Let's go SPX. We did SPX, right? SPX filled 29th, 29th. I'm not seeing those trades. Where's it at? Let me check. I did not get filled yet because I don't have any unlabeled charts or unlabeled trades. Okay, it's right there. Yeah. Okay, so it's hanging out. It's trading close. We're trying. Yeah, if you got filled for a buck, awesome. Yeah, but it's not filled yet, so I can't update it. All right, I'm gonna do a quick update here in engineered options. So this trade is the trade number 120 or trade number 26. This is why I don't like to do sales pitches immediately because there's a ton of shit going on today. All right, engineered options update. Trade 26, XSP. Okay, trade's updated. Larry says it a 450, 445 ratio spread on GLD for $14 credit. What do you think? I mean, if that's where you want to own it, Larry, great. 450, 445. I think you're a little high. I mean, I'm telling you, man, like this chart should hit this 200-day moving average. So if you're doing it to get some, like if that's like a toe dipper where it's like, okay, 100 shares there, you get 14 bucks credit. I mean, that's a good level as far as math. It's like you're getting a 445 minus 5 minus 14. I mean, you're down to 426. Like that's a pretty good discount. But I think we're going to come back and find like a 360 to 355 zone here somewhat soon. I mean, I've been literally watching this thing since 500 bars. We're at 590. We're 30+% overstretched. Like this is insane volatility, right? So as long as you're saying, okay, that's a chunk that I'd be willing to take, and then at the 200-day, that's another chunk I'm willing to take, I'm all for it. Okay, Randy says bonus trades for tomorrow. They're looking great, honestly. We need price to stay below 69.40. It's looking great. If we are below 69.40, 69.50, they are looking great. And the best part is when we look at those bonus trades for the SPX, this is what's nice about them. Price is now here. Price is at 68.85, and we have our trap at 69.40 and 69.55. Yes or no? So price has to now rally like 60+ points or 70+ points, and we have a profit trap that says, come to Papa. And if we go down, there's no risk, and we just get the full $1.65 and the full $1.95. Right? So that would be worth, between those two trades, it's up, 300. So 70, be like 370. I guess 360. So $360 profit with no trap. right? So 360 with no trap. I would sacrifice the 95 cents on that 7,000 trap, which obviously that's fine. So I still make, 250 bucks on the trades. But if price comes back up in some reflexive rally, this potentially pays, 1,000 plus bucks. So we will see. Nice bill filled at 190. Good. And that's a just in case, man. Like that's kind of a throwaway trade. But having a $2,500 opportunity should be enough to wash away some of that daily profit risk. Okay. Look, my goal is for the day, and I don't know. I mean, this is the type of stuff where it's like you want to see some in the trenches trading, you've come to the right place because that's exactly what today is. So, I mean, maybe this is intimidating and scares people off, but it's like if you want to be a trader, you want to trade 0DT, this is the type of stuff you have to do. Okay. So standard daily profit play. This one's going to be in full profit most likely by the end of the day, as long as we stay below 69.75, which I would imagine that is 99% chance the case right now. And then defense and defense. So this one cost me 95 cents to pay me 1,500. If we're around 68.80, 68.75, 68.85, 68.90, I mean, any of these is like 500 bucks. So even if I can land a profit trap in here by the end of the day to offset a majority of this risk, I'm still going to walk away with a smile. If I can keep my losses today less than like $250, I'm surviving. What I'm trying to avoid is losing 850 and somehow having like zero profit on defense trades. So I think, I don't know, more than likely what I'm sensing here is like, I'm going to sacrifice this move for 295 and I'm still going to get paid. It'd be $2.50. I think that's going to be the net result is I'm going to lose about 45 bucks today because we're going to be greater than 6,900. Right. And I get 250, but I'm losing my defense trades. I'm down 45 bucks. Now being down 45 bucks when a market's down, 1+%, the VIX is ripped from 16 to 19 to 20. I'm surviving the day. Can I make 45 bucks back? Absolutely. I just closed out a trade for $330 today. I closed out another winner on Microsoft for 85 bucks, which I messed up. I mean, that should have been a $285 winner, but that's on me, not you. Nothing's on you, obviously. But, I'm fine. And then the bonus trades for tomorrow are looking great. So at the end of the day, if I'm walking away with, okay, survive the day for a $45 loser, and I walk away with $1,000 tomorrow, I'm okay. So where all the dust settles, we'll figure it out. Okay. Right this day. I mean, possibly. It's not matching yet. I mean, this is definitely a day to remember because like that's insane volatility on gold, which I'm glad I got some skin in the game. Now I can start putting in these other orders at these levels, so I'll get those GLD trades in. Bitcoin is cracking. What's oil doing? Since oil was kind of up and volatile today as well. I mean, this oil's up 20% off the lows. This is what I said. Like this smells funny. This smells weird to me that the market's just oil's on a rip. Gold and silver off the charts. It's taking all the oxygen out of the stock market, and here we are with this volatility. So it's about time something happened, but nobody likes this. Do I enjoy watching the VIX rip 20% for the day? Of course not. This isn't fun. Okay, what this is survive and don't do anything dumb. So that's what I'm trying to do. Where does that have to go for the $1,000 trap? So like anytime we talk about profit traps, it's all about the sell price in the middle. So when I have a profit trap at 68.80, that's because that's my sell strike. 68.25, that's my sell strike. The optimum trade is if price is equal to 68.80 at close today, that is a perfect $1,405 a profit. Now, is that going to happen? Probably not. But if it's at 68.81, 68.79, 68.77, you take this perfect profit trap minus how far off you are from that pin price. So I'll give you an example. Let's say that today closes, like right now, live price is 6,881. If we close today at 6,881, guess what this profit trap is worth? I'm saying we'll use a round number 6,881. So my perfect profit trap is $1,405 because I traded for 95 cents. So the most I can make on this trade is $1,405. I take $1,405 max profit minus I'm $1 off. of my perfect pin price. So I take away $1. I can make $1,300 on this trade by the end of the day if we're closing at 68.81. Okay. And then the same thing here at the defense trade at 68.25. At 68.25, I can make $2,300. So I make $23 if we're at 68.25. If we're at 68.30, then I'm taking away $5. So I can make $1,800 on that trade if we close at 69.30 or 68.30 today. So that's how these defense trades are going to work here. On the broken wing butterflies, it's the pin price in the middle. So the broken wing butterfly, where did it go? Defense, build a trade. This one. So right now my profit's 165. I'm up 110. But if price is at 69.30, this is what's nice. At 69.30 up to 69.40, even all the way here to 69.49. Okay. That is a profit trap. So I guess I should say from 31. 69.31 to 69.40 to 69.49. That is a $100 profit trap, $1,000 profit trap, $100 profit trap. My break-even price is 6,951.65. My max risk is 6,955 or greater. So my trade is this. I have my $1.65 credit. If price tomorrow, end of day, is at 6,931, I get a bonus trap of $100 plus the credit. 6,932, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, perfectly at 69.40. Upwards of $1,000 profit trap. Buy close tomorrow. Okay. If it's at 41, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, those are all bonus traps for $100 plus. Okay. So this would be a $900 profit trap up here, then 8, then 7, then 6, right? So anywhere between 69.31, 69.49, I'm taking home extra dollars on top of my credit. If price stays at 68.50, I don't get a profit trap. I don't get a profit trap. What I would have instead is just my $1.65. So there'd be no profit trap. I would just have my $1.65. Okay. Catherine says, on the defense trades, do we have to close or will they expire for profit? I mean, this is why I'm watching them, because if this is what I'm upside down, I'm down $500. I'm up 100. That one's going to be fine. This one is now up 90. This one's now up 90. If somehow between these two, and this is for me to kind of manage the day, if this trade and these two defense trades, if they are net positive on the day, so I take the loss here and I add up my winners here, guess what? I should just close the thing down and survive the trade. Not necessarily try to take this into the full day's expiration, because, the defense trades are perfect defense if I'm at 68.80 at the end of the day or at 68.25 end of the day. I don't know what the day is going to do. We have enough volatility. Who knows, right? Could the market be at 69.20 by the end of the day? Sure. Could it be down to 68.50 by the end of the day? Maybe. I need to manage this stuff. But if it's offering me some net profit between those three positions, I'm probably just going to try to survive it, because the one winner I do have is this is worth $100. So if I can survive this trade and walk away with any net profit, then I just add it to my, my reverse daily profit winner today, which was by far the much easier trade to take today. Much easier trade than having, well, now I'm in 4 trades and I'm managing, defense and the daily profit play. And look at how wide I went, man. We a plus minus 41. It's like the market has dropped 100 points today. I mean, market makers suck right now. They did a terrible job. It's terribly inefficient today. But we're about to see where it settles. So if I can turn this into more profit, which, how does this defense trade become more profitable? Time, right? That's a butterfly trap. So as time passes, the actual profit, as we get later in the day, will start to fill up here, start to fill up here, start to fill up here. And if it's enough to offset that risk, then I'll probably look to manage it. Okay. So how about this? Would you like to come back and see how this all unfolds at 3 p.m. today? you know, because at the end of the day, I'm going to win. I'm going to make money or I'm going to lose money. It's that simple. And, I know my maximum risk. If I am dead wrong on everything today, I'm going to be down, maybe 800 or 900 bucks total on the day. Can I survive that and come back and trade? Sure. But what is today? Today is an outlier type day. This is not a typical day. Right. So if any time that I can survive with like less than $1,000 in losses, I can always come back and trade through that. No problem. Where I get pissed at myself is if I take a, bigger swing, I double down, I get a little bit more aggressive, and I end up risking, $2,000 on the day because that's unnecessary. So, I'm doing, what I think is okay. I'll risk 850, but potentially $1,400 here and up to $2,300 here. It's like I've got enough defense that it's like if I'm right, I've got a lot of profit potential on being right. If I'm wrong, I can survive. If I'm dead wrong, I'm still going to survive. So if you'd like to come back and hang out with me today, if the VIX carves out a little bit of a top here and starts to retreat, guess what that means? It means we probably close above 6,900 today, and I don't need the defense, and I'll end up kind of washing the day. So if I'm down, like I said, with the math I did, if I'm down 45 bucks, but I had a defense trade that I closed out for 330, and I closed out the 85 to win on Microsoft, and we have SPX tomorrow that's worth up to 350 bucks, potentially up to 1350. We're going to be fine. Right? It's just trading. It's just taking risk. It's just managing those trades. And you try to do it by keeping your wits about you. And even like days like today when the market are nuts, you just got to do your best. This is why trade size. Look, if I was too large in these positions, I would tie my hands and I couldn't do anything. Oh, crap. What happens? And then you're at the mercy of the market. I never want to be at the mercy of the market. Okay. I want to be able to, if I have to, have a plan A and then a backup plan and then a backup plan if needed. That's about it. I mean, generally speaking, I can kind of get through a lot of things with a backup plan or two and help me kind of, wash away the bad and hopefully come out net profitable. Okay. So let's do that today. Let me see here for the calendar. I want to make sure I don't have any overlaps. I know we went really long today. VIX is turning nicely here. Let's kind of let's say we call a short-term top around 1974. Let's go calculator. 1974. So we're looking at like a 12.3, or sorry, 1.22. Use the decimal. 19.74. So 1.23%, we might have already hit that. And we have seen this, like the market kind of overshoots, the VIX is playing catch up. We had a 1.5% move. Now, based on what I'm reading on the VIX, 1.23%, to me, I would be pretty confident sticking my neck out there and saying that this market should not close beyond. We should not close beyond. This is 68.90. So I think today the market should be greater than 68.90 by close. Why? Because based on the VIX calculation, if we have the VIX is less than 19.75 by the end of the day, there's no reason for the market to overshoot. It already overshot to 1.5%, but there's no reason for it to close here as everything kind of settles back in. Type in a wire yes, so that makes sense. So if the VIX stays below 1975, this should be about the bottom. And we should be closing there or higher for the day. Okay. And what's kind of nice is if there is a chance that we close at 68.90, I actually have a $500 profit trap there. If we're at 68.85, well, I've got a $1,000 profit trap there. If we're above 6,900, I win here. I sacrifice my defense. I'm down 40 bucks. Now that's just on daily profit play, but I have $300 winner on SPX. I have a $85 winner on Microsoft, and we're looking good for trades tomorrow as long as we stay, in that like 30 to 45, 50 wheelhouse. That could be an exciting day for tomorrow to close out for some profits. If those are bonus trades looking good, let's close out some freaking profits tomorrow. Okay. All right. Crazy, crazy stuff. But that is trading. And this market is, always, always nuts. All right. So this is defense. This one's likely going to be a full winner. This one I'm trying to manage risk. Right now, you can see like net. I mean, I'm down 260 now, which is a big swing, right? We were down $500. Now it's on 260. And this one's going to be worth $100. This one's in profit briefly, barely, but I don't care about $70 when it can pay me up to 1,400. And this one is down. Most I can lose is $200, but it offers up to 2,300 if the market, implodes again to the downside. Okay. All right. Now that I can sit here and catch a breath, I'm just going to make a note here. 6890 or higher would be my forecasted close for the 129 expiration. So we talked about it. This stuff doesn't happen by accident. This is just math and experience in the markets. So let's see what happens. If we hang out around the lows, 70, 75, 80, I do have a profit trap there. Right? So if we hang out here at the lows later in the day, that profit trap does look good for a, maybe close to a $1,500 winner, which again, if I lose $850, I can still make some dollars today. Right? It can all be okay. But if we're going to rip back up here and the market goes, high, low, pulls back here, and then maybe hangs out in the middle, which I could also totally see happening because it's, big high, big low, markup finds a 50% pullback. And then we see what it does tomorrow to finish out the month. Whether it goes up, whether it goes down, we don't know. Whether tomorrow's a big nothing burger, we don't know. We trade tomorrow as a fresh day. Okay. So that is why this week we talked about daily profit play all week long, because look, this isn't how things normally play out. This is a day that my goal today is to not get my butt kicked. When the market is inefficient, I try to survive it. And when the market is efficient, we make money, right? So this was profit, 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 right? Like this is what a normal day looks like. This is not a normal day. So if we can avoid getting smoked on days like this, we survive it. And then when we keep winning, it's like we just keep building our bottom line. So, all right, there's my guess for the day is that we close higher than 6890. If the VIX, and this is the if the VIX does not break new highs. So if this is our VIX high of the day, we should not go any lower than about 6890 for the close. That's going to be my guess on the day. Fair? Okay. So it might be tempting to like, well, Chris, if that's your guess at 6890, should I put in another trade? Well, I mean, do I want to take on more risk? If I put in a trade right now and said the bottom is in at 6870, if I do a 75 by 70 here, so 5 wide credit spread, broker says you get $1.25 to risk 375. I don't need to take on the risk. Okay. If I want to do a broken wing, buy, sell, buy, I mean, that's unnecessary to take that type of risk. I wouldn't mind, but like I said, I don't want to be greedy. I've already traded enough. I've got some defense in. I think the defense in is safe. If it pays me, it pays very, very well. If it doesn't pay me, I'll be down less than $50 on the day. Okay. And that's fine. Surviving a crazy day is great. Like, honestly, it feels like a win. But it's trading. And if you want some really good daily trading and daily profits, you're in the right place. If you want to manage some crazy like we get to see every now and then in the markets, you're in the right place. So, if you know anybody else who wants to learn how to trade, this might be a good time to do it, even if it feels like it's trial by fire. But all I keep emphasizing is trade size, trade size, trade size, manage risk, manage risk, manage risk. It is the most important thing by far. Okay. So when I can afford to have a backup plan, then, maybe I can help myself survive the day. Hey, Dave says when you manage risk days like today, it's I mean, yeah, when you manage risk, it's fun. When you're not managing risk, you have no idea what's going on. It's these are nightmare days. Okay. Now, to be fair, remember that the day isn't done. Okay. And guess what? Even though this market started here and has gone all the way down here for 100 points, it is very possible that the market comes right back up and finishes just inside the expected move on the day. Yes or no? Right? It is very possible that at the end of the day, this market is right back up inside of the expected range. And that is called market efficiency. So what feels like absolute chaos right now could still close right here and be a perfectly efficient day, just a volatile day. And this is how you know with definitive proof that market makers and liquidity and efficiency is very, very real. And this is why we trade daily profit play, because it works. And all you have to do is manage risk and trust the process. And we typically do just fine. Okay. Two in a row. Did you have a good day, Sean? That's good. If you did, all right. Um, Blake, I'm going to hit you up real quick. Do we have? I'd send you a message there, Blake. Copper FCX open today. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. I mean, those have been ridiculous, right? Copper. What's copper doing, by the way? Copper was up like 8, 9, 10%. Right now, not Hamilton Insurance, Copper Futures. Yeah, similar. So, I mean, that's a big retreat on copper. Looks like our kind of parabolic move is starting to get a dose of reality. So copper's already swung 6%. Don't say it. I was about to say 6 to 7%. Oh, crazy. All right. Anyway, so copper's having a bit of a retreat. Gold. I mean, if this is just a massive indecision candle, then here's how this plays out. Watch this high, this low. We could have a lot of inside candle trading at this point, and then the next direction is going to be important to measure. I happen to think that if this is a big enough shakeout in gold, that this is a break to the downside. And I could be wrong, but if it's to the downside, I'll buy more. But if we go measure that move, there's a breakout. Measure that move, that's a breakout. Like this is where I want to buy gold, right? Your first defense trade 95, now at 140. Um, oops, sorry. It's okay. Yes, if you're in the deep, I mean, it's more expensive, Randy. That's all. But surviving the day, it's all about that. It's about surviving the day. So if you can get it for a dollar 40, $1.25, I mean, it's okay. It's just you're spending a little bit more than I did. But I didn't love that I spent $2 on this one. Right now it's trading for 175, maybe 145, right? But the probability of this trade is really, really low. Like getting all the way down to fresh lows today at 68.50, 68.40, it's probably not going to happen without the VIX spiking up again, which could happen. But again, it's like you put in defense. I can take the day. Like I don't have to sit here and stare at my computer all day. It's like I know that defense. I'll set some chart alarms, and if I've got good defense trades and good levels late in the day, these could offset my risk pretty easily. So right now, my standard daily profit play is only down 250. This defense is up. This defense is down. This one's in profit. I'm just going to let this all kind of shake out. So if we're greater than 6,900 by the end of the day, win, win, lose, lose. I'm down $45. Survive the day. Right? If we're hanging out at 68.90, 68.85, 68.80 by the end of the day, $1,400 profit trap. I can lose, win, win, lose, still walk away with $500 or $600 on the day. Definitely surviving the day. In fact, nice win on the day, despite the chaos. So the day is not done. Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks, Blake. Yeah, but it's been as I like to say, a little knuck and futz. So, um, but as usual, never a dull moment. I mean, let's just look at the tape right now. S&P's down 1%, Nasdaq down 1.7, Dow's down 0.36. Boring. Russell 0.81. VIX had a 20% rally today. Bond index, or the move index, up 2.3%. Dollar is flat. Oil's up 3% today. Anything with natural gas? I mean, futures up 0.6 at 1%. I don't know if that's like a big flare up and it's fading. So our gold is down. It was up, another 2%, down 2%. We've had a huge swing in gold and silver today. And it's about freaking time. I'm telling you, like, this seems to be like a tell in the market that it's going to use this structure, and all of the volatility is now going to get here with a bunch of indecision. And what comes next on gold, I don't know. I hope it's downside just because I want to see some sanity here, right? So, I mean, I feel better that I at least bought it near the bottom of that dip. Here's GLD. I mean, I bought it there at 475. I'm not bragging. It's what an entry. No, it's not. I mean, it's literally a terrible entry, but I'm in here and I want to add small, a little bit bigger, and a decent sized position. So that total is going to be an exposure of about $9,500, and my average account is 250K. So it's about a 4% exposure on top of the like 1% that I already have running. So add in another there. So I mean, I'm back to about, I mean, if these all get filled, I'm back to about a 5% allocation in gold, which I'm fine with. I wouldn't mind building it up to 10. I just don't want to do it at these crazy euphoric levels. So I'm trying to be patient. I can obviously wait for a move that goes straight up, straight down, and then see if we have a bottoming pattern. It might take time to bottom. It might not. This is what's going to be crazy. It's like maybe this is straight up, straight down, straight up again. But if I get any opportunity to buy, I'm going to have to take a stab at it. I think I'm silly not to. Okay. All right. All right. So to recap for me, I know we had a long, intense session this morning. That is totally fine. Here's what's going to happen the rest of the day. I have a 1 p.m. daily profit play masterclass. Okay. Today at 3 p.m. I will do let's go. I'll probably jump on at like 3:30. Let's see. If I can jump on at 3 o'clock, I'll jump on at 3 o'clock. So 3 p.m. Eastern time, final hour. So closing bell. This is going to be today. So today, and then Friday, we'll have our 9 a.m. daily profit plan like we are today. And 3 p.m., we'll do a final hour. So closing bell, we have bonus trades, and we have end of month. So today's closing bell is primarily going to focus on our DPP trades, right? Because that was a very active session. So daily profit play masterclass today. This is going to be like a intense boot camp in knowing what to do when the markets are crazy is going to help you, keep your wits about you, have a backup plan that's cost effective. If you're able to mitigate a lot of the risk on the day, that certainly helps, because what that does is our standard winner is like, we just win, we win 90% of our trades. On a losing day, if we can break even or survive that day, we just have more winners in the future. We survive that day, winners in the future, right? Like 1 out of 10 trades, 10 out of 100 trades, we got to deal with the crazy. The market is something crazy. The market is something outlierish. So we need to make sure that we are not losing on those days, or try to just manage risk, because the rest of the winners are very consistent. Right. So that's going to be a great class today at 1 o'clock. Engineered options, I've got a new trade filled. We'll see how the market's reflexive. The bonus trades for tomorrow, let's see where prices are at. 69.40 would be great. 69.50 would be great. Those are those profit traps that overlap. Okay. I said today I'm kind of making that bold call. If we're greater than 68.90 today, that is based on already having a bounce of a 1.5% move, which is almost like 150% ATR, and having the VIX at 19.75. If it does not go higher than that, that should be about the bottom of the day. 68.90 should be roughly the bottom of the day. Meaning like we are going to close above that by the end of the day, I think. If we're not, then maybe the VIX spikes up and tries to test 1975 again. And that puts us toward, I mean, it's still like a 1.2% move. So that's my kind of bold call. If you want to be protective of the lows, like 68.70 is the bottom today, like that's the actual price low. So if you want to trade something around that, that might not be a terrible idea either. So, all right. Blake, when you're ready, let's go and fire that up. Let's do, let's throw a little session on for engineered options. We do have skin in the game now. We got a trade filled at our break-even level for the week, as long as XSP by Monday. So we have tomorrow, we have Monday. If those days we get back to at least a break-even or better, get a little reflexivity with this rally from off of this fall today, then we'd have another winner. We are looking good for 2 winners by tomorrow. As long as price is above 68.75 and 686 between SPX, XSP, we have 2 more 100% winners on engineered options. So let's fire that up. And I'll be back today, 1 o'clock for masterclass and daily profit play. 3 p.m., let's do a final hour close, see how these trades are going to play out for the rest of the day. And then tomorrow, a busy day to kind of wrap up the week and the month. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. And fun session. I know this is a little bit chaotic for some of us in the morning if you're not used to this stuff, but this is called trading in the trenches, and it's very real. So, like it or hate it, this is what trading is. On days like this, when you don't know what's going on, it's like have a backup plan, figure it out, be with somebody that can help you navigate these crazy times, because normal trading is pretty easy, right? It's days like this where things are doing things that are outlierish, non-typical. I mean, look at gold, look at silver, look at copper, look at the index. All these things are out of the norm today. Volatility is jumping. Well, you can see that things get crazy when volatility goes up. Okay. All right, Blake, take it away, dude. Let's fire up that engineered options. I'd love to see some more people in the class, get some trades posted next week, because we have a Monday weekly, and also it's a new month, so we'll get some fresh levels on the monthly trades as well. Corey says, that was intense. I know, it was. I don't think I took a breath for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, but I'm pretty good at that. All right. Thanks, Matthew. All right, Blake, take it away, man. Thanks. All right. I'll hang out till Blake's ready. Lisa, thank you. Here, just for fun, I'm just going to set a chart alarm here on gold. I'm telling you though, just be leery. Like this has like top written all over it, even if it's a short-term top. This 30% stretch away, I swear, like I've been trading for a long time. I have never seen an EMA like this fail without having some nasty move back to it. So if we are going to start seeing that correction, it all kind of starts with the ripple effect, right? So we'll see. This is why I'm putting in level and level and level, because however this top plays out, if it is a top and we start to pull back down, I want to be kind of catching some levels I think are attractive enough to buy. Okay. All right. Good stuff. Thanks, Pete. Appreciate that. Thanks, Randy, as always. Randy, how's your win streak going, man? How many, what's your DPP at? 2 and change? You still sticking around 90%? We've had a nice, we're at like 92% for the month of January. We've had a pretty good run so far. Today is about survival, obviously. I earned 1 bite of that. All right, 1 second here. Market Masters. Okay. 85%. All right, gotcha. Okay, man. You know the deal. Keep trading. You'll get it. I will say this, Randy. Taking some pride in the trades, the process, and the defense. I'm telling you, like when we introduced that defense stuff late last year for daily profit play, that has given me a whole new level of confidence with, you know what? And look, I know that I'm being a little bit conservative on the lower deltas, but for days like this is why I'm a little bit more conservative, because I always like to know that I got a backup plan. You know, I think that's a good thing to do. You don't really have the option to have a backup plan at 0 DT, but we do now. So I think if you take that like standard play with a little bit of defense, all it's going to help you do is keep that bottom line nice and tight, because that way you can manage that risk. And then the standard days that win, 90% of the time, easy peasy. Cool. Omar says took a 68.65 by 60 by 50 for $1. Is that a broken wing there? That's good. So risking 4 to make 1, that's pretty decent. And that's low enough that, I think that's a pretty good trade, Omar, for an extra buck. Yeah, that's not bad. Let me see something really quickly, just for fun. If I did a 70 by 60 by 45, does this cost me anything? So this will put my break even down to 50. I mean, I'm risking $500 on the trade, so it's unnecessary to take this trade. Maybe I could do. I mean, this is an if. We had lows at 70. It's probably going to be better like this. 60 by 50. Like that's, if this gets traded for $1, that's a pretty good trade for $1. That's break even at 49. We'd have to make some fresh lows on the day. I think I'm just gonna not overtrade. I already feel like it's been busy on my end. So manage. This is going to be a full winner. Manage. Let's see where the dust settles. But Omar, I like it. All right, Blake, when you're ready, dude, fire it up. Nice, Gloria. Very good. Closed trade, went through, didn't get a chance. So you got in a 505. Cool. I mean, you're only sacrificing 5 cents there, Gloria. So great trade. Yep. So I'll put that one in the tracker. If you close it out at 505, I'm going to let it expire for the full $5 and give us a full $1 winner. And then I'll manage this one as well. And, again, like the notes for today, as far as my daily profit tracker, is what's my net on the day? If I win this trade, lose this trade, but my defense kicks in, as long as I'm finishing somewhere profitable, I'd be pretty happy. So, all right, Blake, I know that was a long session.
That was a good one, man. I had you on my speakers the whole time. I was back testing. I was listening to you. I was like, man, this market is crazy this morning. So
it is pretty nuts, man. But in a good way, though. It's like this is right. Fine. We'll figure it out. We'll navigate it. I'd rather be here live with everyone than like, hey, good luck. Peace out. It's like, I mean, I'm going to stick around. It's like, I'm trading this stuff too. So, absolutely. All right, let's fire this up. Okay. Engineered options. We get some reflexivity. We'll talk about that more by the end of the week. We got 2 winners as long as we clear some levels. Come join me. So stick around for this session and come join me back today at 3 p.m. for a final hour. Let's see how this daily profit play stuff finishes out. And then tomorrow, final hour, we got some engineered options. We got some bonus trades, all sorts of fun stuff. So, beautiful. All right. Thanks. All right.
You're welcome.
Yep. I'll be here answering questions with you, Blake. Thanks.
Okay. Sounds good.
And a friendly reminder, the tools and strategies that we develop, we can't guarantee the future. We're not, crystal ball, call 1-800-psychic line. There is always a risk of loss when trading. So past performance is not indicative of future results. Stated results are from the manual back tests from 1/1/2020 to 12/31/2025, so just up until 11 days ago. The win rate has been over 70% on the option with the average return of 40% over a 7-day hold time, so 1 week.
That's with winners and losers, by the way. The average return of 40%. So yeah.
Right. And that's including wins and losses. And friendly reminder, in trading, there's going to be losses, just like in life. No system or strategy prints out only winning trades 100% of the time. The purpose of our work is to help give you an edge in the markets. Please don't trade with money you can afford to lose. And that is myself. Thankfully, I didn't wear that same shirt today, even though it's starting to get a little chillier here in Florida. I'm Lance Ippolito, and today we're going to show you how to target these money doubling returns every 7 days. So that's every week. Now, I realize it's a very bold claim, and it shouldn't be taken lightly. But what we're about to show you might change the way you approach trading forever. You see, over the last 60 days, my team has been field testing a radically new type of option, One that's been engineered to double our money even when the market moves by a fraction of a percent. In fact, as long as the market climbs, get this, 1/10 of a percent, we should see a full 100% payout. Let me repeat that. 1/10 of a percent is all we need. For instance, if we jump back to the beginning of June, on this particular week, you can see from the graph, the market barely moved higher. I mean, literally 0.47%. That's it between June 9th and June 16th. Barely gained anything. Now, for anyone using a traditional strategy, that would have been worth next to nothing. However, anyone using the engineered option, this is what's so important, could have flipped this teeny tiny market move into a full 100% profit. Every 1,000 bucks automatically turned into 2,000 bucks. Let's say you doubled your starting stake and did 2,500 bucks, that'd be over 5 grand. Now, if you're saying, hey, BS, I do not blame you. In fact, I applaud you. You're probably smart. A traditional option strategy wouldn't even produce a profit on a 0.47% move, let alone double our money. But like I said, this new type of option is very unique. It's been structurally engineered to convert teeny tiny price moves into money doubling returns. In fact, that's why we call them engineered options. For example, let's jump back to the next week. Here, according to the data, the market gained just 0.35% between June 16th and June 23rd. That's about 1/3 of a percent gain. I mean, that's nothing. Anyone using a traditional option strategy probably took a loss. Maybe you bought call options. Well, you're probably going to lose. However, anyone using the engineered option, you wouldn't have lost at all. In fact, they would have turned this worthless market move into a full 100% profit. So barely any move, 100%, that's in a week. Every 2,500 bucks would have automatically turned into 5 grand in 7 days. So you can see most option strategies require the market to jump at least 3, 4, 5% in order to double our money, but not with engineered options. That's simply not the case. And this is why it's been so powerful over the past 12 months. Its superpower is converting even the smallest market moves into 100% returns. And in most cases, it doesn't matter if the market moves by a millimeter or a mile. Each scenario offers the chance to target a money doubling return. Let's go back to June. Let's look at the last week. According to the market research, we gained 0.5% over a 7-day span. For someone like me, a 0.5% gain is usually meaningless. I mean, a 0.5% could move in a day, let alone a week. But for someone using the engineered option, it was not meaningless at all. In fact, it would have doubled our money for the 3rd time in a row. Technically speaking, that should be impossible. Over the 3 weeks, the market moved a total of just shy of 1.5%, 1.5%. Not even that. Yet, thanks to the engineered options, we could have doubled our money in 3 separate occasions. So let's say you started off with 2,500 bucks. That would have turned into 7,500 bucks in their pocket in that 3-week span. Let's say you doubled your starting stake. Maybe you put 5K in. That would be $15,000 in profits. Now, let me assure you, this is not some silly marketing trick. Today's guest, a former hedge fund manager, has uncovered the secret behind these unique option trades. This is why I'm so excited to have this man, Chris, on today, and why I've been working with him. Over the past 5 years, he's identified over 200 historical examples of these engineered options in action. Each has the power to double our money with an accuracy between 70 and 80%. Now, obviously, we're not going to go over every week for the past 5 years worth of data today, but I will say this. In 2025, these special options would have doubled our money 31 times with a 77.5% accuracy. To put that in perspective, let's say you took each trade with 2,500 bucks, you would have ended the year just from the engineered options with 55,000 in profits. Now, obviously that's an exceptional year, but it wasn't a fluke. In 2024, these options would have posted a 34 total winners worth a net profit of $47,500. In 2023, that's 30 total winners with a net profit of $52,500. Or in 2020, I remember this, it felt like the whole world was melting down. That was 32 money doubling winners for a total profit of $45,000. And ultimately, that's why I'm here today. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I love money. I mean, I think we all do if we're here. With 2026 just underway, I believe these engineered options could have another banner year. In fact, thanks to the brand new wave of, yes, Fed stimulus, I think 2026 will be even better. It's why our team has spent the last 60 days helping our guests prepare for today's session. We did 237 audits, each of these unique trade examples. We manually tested each entry, each exit using real price data, and we even helped optimize the strategy where the wins should outpace the losses by a stunning 3-1. In return, he's promised to show us how to leverage these unique options on a weekly basis. In fact, he even promised to share a brand new trade with us tomorrow morning. Kick the week off right.